Well, hello there my fishing friends. Thanks for checking this video out today. We're going to do something a little bit different. I haven't really been able to get out and do a lot of fishing. I've been so busy. And I also sold my kayak, my fishing kayak. Or I haven't did any video about selling the kayak. I am going to do a video on that once I find a replacement. I'm looking for a boat. And I'll get into that in another video. Once I get the boat, I'm going to show it and kind of talk about why I decided to get rid of the kayak, switch over to a boat. Anyway, for this video, I'm going to kind of do some reviews on different type of fishing baits. You know, I've got all kinds of fishing baits. I've got a lot of fishing baits, and I use, depending on what I'm fishing for. If I'm fishing for largemouth, smallmouth, catfish, bluegill, crappie, you know, that's typically what I like to fish for. I love fishing creeks, small creeks, you know, deep holes. There's not too many that's close to me. That's the problem, and that's why I bought the kayak. I wanted to use the kayak for creek fishing. And the creek fishing, some of the good creek fishing is about an hour away from here. And I've done some creek fishing in the kayak, and I just didn't have any luck. I was in certain parts of the creek that were easy accessible. Didn't have any luck. Basically, to get to some of the areas of that creek that have a lot of good fishing, kind of hard to get to. And what's been happening is it's overpopulated. A lot of people has found out about these areas of the creek, and they just go crazy. Anyway, that's another story. So what I want to do, I want to do this today. I want to try out two different baits that I have. I'm going to see how they work. We have a local pond here. I've done some video fishing this local pond, and there is fish in there. You know, there's some largemouth in there, there's bluegill, there's catfish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some reviews. This particular bait here, believe it or not, I found this. I was at a little pond fishing last summer, and somebody forgot this bait and another. I've got another bait that I'm going to also use and do some reviews on it, see how it works. And they just forgot them. They left both of them laying on the bank right there by this little lake, this little pond. And I just got lucky, because I know if somebody else would have come up on them, they would have took it. But anyway, this particular bait is Googan, I think is how they pronounce it. I thought it was Googan, but it's actually Googan, obviously. Googan. Googan baits. I know a lot of you guys have heard of them. I've heard of them. I've never used any of their baits. Well, I'm going to try this one. I haven't tried this before. I've had this the whole time. This one is a brand new package of 4, as you can see. I've got one of them out. It's already rigged up. And this is called the Trench Hawg. The Trench Hawg. Look at there. And it, you know, it's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good looking bait, I gotta tell you. It's the color is really nice. It's kind of a, man, it's got some dark browns in it, black flake, and then when you flip it over, it's got kind of a bluish green type of a reflection to it with the light, not on this side but on the bottom side. And it's also got, you know, black flake in it. And I noticed, maybe they do it for the packaging, the tails are actually connected at the bottom. Now I don't know if, and even these are connected, these side arms. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to, you know, break them loose, but I did. And I didn't really break the sides loose, and maybe I should have. I'll probably have to do it. I've got it rigged up on a bait caster with some pretty heavy line, but I went ahead and broke the tails loose like that, so it has a lot of action to it. But yeah, this is kind of a cool looking bait. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these. It's got some weight to it. It's got pretty good smell, man. The scent is pretty good, I can tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back in, and I'll show you what I've got rigged up. All right, so first off, this is what I've got the Googan rigged up on. This is my bait caster. This thing's pretty nice. It's a Pinnacle 9 bearing, 6:2-to-1 ratio. It basically says 12 yard or 12 pound, 120 yard. So what I've got is I got 12 pound braid on here. First time using braid. I've never used braid before, but I want to go ahead and try it out on this particular setup. Obviously there's not going to be no stretch on this. This is going to be set up for, you know, heavy cover or some big fish. So that's kind of what I set it up for. This is it's a Berkeley. This rod is pretty nice. It's a Berkeley rod, graphite fibers, 7-foot medium heavy, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to set it up for some big fish. So what I want to try on this one this evening is, I mean, just basically it's going to be weightless. I've got a 1/0 hook, no weight. It's got enough weight to this. This is not very deep, this pond. I think the deepest part of this pond is probably 5 feet. That's it. But I've got it set up, you know, weedless, basically bringing it through, offset hook, and I'm basically just burying the tip of the hook in there, just like if I had you know, a worm or anything else, right? And you can see these legs, they have a lot of action. Now it says that this is 6 inches long. It says it's 6 inches long from tip to tip. And supposedly, even though this is pretty solid, got some weight to it, it's supposed to float. They say it will sink, but it kind of glides down easy. Because I've used this hook, a 1/0 hook, just like this, no weight, with a 7 or 8 inch worm, and even though it kind of floats, but it really kind of, you know, drops. It falls to the bottom, not very fast, but, you know, pretty decent. So we'll see how this one is. Supposedly this will not fall as fast, which might be fine in this pond because it's not that deep. And also you can swim this when you just sit there and steadily reel it. Supposedly these things will just paddle, go crazy, put off a lot of vibration. So I'm really curious to see how this works. So I want to go ahead and get this thing set up. I'm going to take this, and I've got one other one I want to take on a smaller rod, and I'll show you that one now. Alright, I went and grabbed the other rod and reel combo here that I'm going to use, and let me show you the bait that I'm going to try on this one. Now let me tell you, last week I went to the pond out here. I just went last minute, end of the day, wanted to just do a little fishing, didn't think nothing about it. I've never really caught a lot of fish out of this, you know, maybe one here, one there, that's it. Well, so I go there, had 2 setups. I wanted to throw spinnerbait, rooster tail. I actually had 3 setups, and I had a small little offset hook, which is this one right here, I'll show you in a minute. And I had a little 3-inch humdinger on it. That was it. So I'm out there. I ended up catching about a 12-inch largemouth. You know, nothing big, but pretty decent. Didn't have any luck after that. And I'm like, man, let me try something different. I couldn't really throw rooster tail. I tried, but there's some grass floating around and stuff. So tried that for a little bit. Spinnerbait, had no luck on it. You know, I was getting hung up a little bit on some grass. So I purchased these. I got two different packs here. I got these the other day. I've never used them. I've been wanting to get this type of bait. I mean, and these were on sale at Dick's Sporting Goods. I think you buy one, you get the other one 50% off. I mean, it's pretty cool. Let me just kind of show you guys different ways you can rig these. On the back, it kind of shows you. You can rig these different ways. I just basically did it kind of like Texas rig. Anyway, let me show you the 0Z2 Revolutionary Soft Baits. Check them out. Okay, let me open this up. Now these things, they are salt impregnated. They are, this one is called the Baby Z2. Now the reason I picked this one is because it kind of looks like a bluegill, and it's got a little bit of smell to it. I mean, it really does. It's got a kind of a silvery bottom to it. It just looks like a small little bait fish, you know, kind of the tail is kind of pointed, but if you look at it, it splits. There you go. It actually splits right there. And it's real, you know, kind of rubbery. It's got a little place to bury the hook, and then on the bottom it's got a split. Got a split there. I guess maybe to bury the hook the other side or whatever. But anyway, I got this particular one, and then I got this one. This is the same exact size and everything, but this one's called, let's see, this one's called Smoky Shad. Okay, I get it. So they're calling this the Baby Z2. Both of them are Baby Z2s. They do have different sizes. This one's called the Smoky Shad, and that one's called the Deal. They just call it the Deal. To me, I got that because I was like, that kind of looks like it could be a bluegill. And now obviously this one does look like a shad. I mean, it's got a lot of flake. It's got kind of a gray, really a light gray, maybe a dark silver, but it's got so much flake in it. I mean, a lot of flake. And then of course it's got that white belly. I haven't tried this one yet, but I did try this one the other day. And when I hooked up with this thing, I'd throw it out there, and it was kind of floating and barely falling down. Man, it looked just like an injured or dying bait fish. It was just kind of glide down. Twitch, and when it twitched, I mean, it would go left, right, up, down. I mean, it went all different kind of directions, and then it would just kind of glide down. The action was really good. I was surprised. The third cast, wham, hooked into a largemouth. It was probably 12 inches. I ended up catching, within 45 minutes, I caught 4. Now I was there for probably almost an hour, and I caught 1 when I was using the 3-inch humdinger. Didn't catch nothing on a rooster tail, didn't catch nothing on spinnerbait. I even had a I had a jig head with a crawdad, a nice little crawdad, probably about 2-inch crawdad, which I use for smallmouth. And I thought, you know, I'd give it a try, and it did pretty good going through the grass. I didn't get any bites at all. I rigged that thing up on there. I'm telling you, within 45 minutes, I caught 4 of them. So this thing surprised me. So that's what I'm gonna do today. This is the same setup right here that I was using the other day when I went out there, and I'm gonna see how it does tonight, or I'm gonna see how it does this evening. You see the small little offset hook, right? Weightless. You know, basically you just gotta rig it up, you gotta stick it through the tip just like that. You gotta slide it up. It's gotta go up to the section there of the hook, bury I usually try to get the eye right there on the end, and just this typical weedless, you know, nothing special. Put the thumb right there, straight through, just like that, and then I'll bury the tip. Just bury the tip a little bit, and that way it's weedless. And as you can see, that's it. Anyway, this is six pound line. It's clear, nothing fancy. This is rod that I use all the time. This is a 2500 series Shimano, however you want to say it. This rod is a Shakespeare graphite series, 7 foot medium action, and it works great. You know, I've had these stuff, you know, these are the ones that I use all the time. You've seen these in all my videos. The only one that you probably haven't seen in my videos is the one I just showed you, because I'm going to start using that, try to get used to the bait caster. But we're going to go out there and give these two a shot and see how they work out. And then probably, I don't know, maybe here in a couple of days, I want to do a review on some other baits, because like I said, I've got so many, and I just thought it would be interesting to go to the same pond and try different baits, because there's been a lot of people out there fishing, but most of them are fishing for catfish. Some of them will go out there and they'll throw whatever to try to catch bass or whatever, but it's kind of getting pressured, you know, to where the fish are going to see a lot of stuff. And I think the reason I ended up catching the 4 within a short period of time the other day is because nobody's throwing anything like that, and there was something different and it looked realistic. So I'm gonna go out there again today and I'm gonna try it out, and then I'm gonna try this one because, you know, I've had these for a while and never tried them. So hang out with me and let's go try these out and see how they work. All right, we gotta give it a shot here. See if we can't get into something else here.
Oh gosh, I can't believe he must fit.
There's a lot of grass on the bottom. I probably should have put a little bit of should have put a weight on this thing. See what the legs are doing. Well, I think it's got some good action to it.
You ever catch a crappie out of here?
No, mostly largemouth,
Yeah,
catfish, and bluegill.
yeah. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever caught any crappie in here.
Yeah, there's not much cover in rocks, but you'd be surprised some of these ponds that we end up yanking.
All right, here we go. We got us a nice one. Yeah.
That's you one of the big ones?
Yep, that's the big one. Come on, baby.
There you go.
Here we go. I knew it. I was gonna hook into that bad boy again. Yeah, he took off with it and I had to set the hook while I was talking. Woo! All right, look at this bad boy.
What are you using on it?
That's that magic old man bait.
Look at that big boy. Look at that. Man, that's got to be a 5-pounder at least.
Yeah, I'd say that's 4 or 5 maybe.
He is heavy. That's a nice one right there. Let's let him go. Yeah, that's crazy. That's got to be the same one that I hooked into about a month or so ago, and I was actually on a little ultralight, and had a little offset hook, a little 3-inch humdinger on it. I thought for sure I was gonna break the line, but I took my time and got him in. I ended up dragging him up just like I did on this one because I didn't want to take a chance on losing him. I know I'm not going to break him on this. I got braided on this one. Yeah, I got a video out actually when I caught that one. And I'll put a link in the description below so y'all can go check it out. Yeah, that was unexpected. I really didn't think. Well, he tore this thing up. Oh man, I may have to go get another one out of the truck. It's tore up. But I'm just kind of getting the tip of the hook in there so it doesn't get all hung up on the grass. I'll see if this works. If not, I'll just go get another one, or maybe just use the other rod there. There we go. Had to get the kinks out of the line so I can get it out there a little bit.
I might be able to catch one more and I'm out of rubber worms.
I got 2 more in my pocket, man.
What do you got?
I got that, the regular Senko, like the blue, like the green pumpkin. Oh, shit, I get that.
All right, we're gonna try this one. This was the one that I caught the 4 largemouth on the other day when I was here. This one's got a lot of action when you twitch it. Oh, something hit it. Let me get it over here. See if they messed it up. No. I know it's kind of shallow over there, but I keep landing on that. For weightless, this thing does. So I was actually, it kind of floats a little bit. If I let it sink, it sinks. Oop. Yeah, they're going after it. This is a really good bait, man. I couldn't believe it. I started throwing it the other day out here for the first time. And like I say, I didn't bring my tackles in the truck, but I can show you what this one is. I was here the other day, and basically I just let it sink. I just twitch it a little bit, and it acts like a dying. This acts like a little dying fish. That was a largemouth, but it was a pretty small one. So I'll just let it kind of sink. I'll twitch it a little bit, reel up the slack, let it sink. It has a lot of good action to it. Got a little bit of flash to it too. The belly has got a little silver belly.
I give it an 8.5.
Starts to get, once it gets dark like this, it's kind of hard to see the line. There's a smaller fish taking it. All right, got us another one. Oh yeah. I knew there'd be another one floating around there. We're waiting to get this bad boy. I like that. Here's a small one, waiting to get bigger one day. All right, let's let him go. He grabbed it and started swimming off with it. Might have been the one I seen over there hitting top water, going after something. another one. I jerked him clean out of the water. All right, folks. Well, I'm back here the next day. Got finished up fishing there, and it was pretty. Got dark, kind of late. By the time I got in, it was kind of late. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this review now about these two baits. So the first one, the Googan Trench Hawg, I thought it was pretty good. So this one, I kind of did some review, I kind of checked out some of them, and they have some different sizes. This particular size was a 6-inch. I guess they have some that are like 4.65 or 4.5 or whatever they are, and they have a ton of colors. Like in each one, they have a lot of colors. So I will leave a link in the description below. And what I liked about it was this particular one. I mean, it didn't fall very fast. It was almost like a floating bait. I didn't have any weight on it, but I had a 1/0 hook. And typically, when I use, like, say a 4-inch or a 5-inch, worm without any weight, it will fall, because they're typically just round and not too flat, so it will kind of fall pretty decent. Well, this thing, being that I thought it would fall more or faster because of the size of it, but I think the way it's designed, and it kind of floats almost like a boat, so I was fishing in a shallow pond. It was probably 5 feet at the deepest, and there's grass on the bottom. So that's why I didn't put any weight on it, because I know I would get hung up in the grass, or at least I would pull grass and get all over the bait. So I tossed it out there, and I could see it floating, and it would fall very slowly. I would count about 2 to 3 seconds or so, and I'd let it fall. And then there's so many ways you can retrieve it. I did slow retrieval. I did fast. I basically did both. I twitched, just tried different things. And the paddles, you can leave them attached. They come attached like I was showing you, or you could separate them. Well, obviously I think you want to separate them so you can get a lot of movement out of it and you get more vibration. Now the side arms, I left them attached. I didn't pull them away. And from what I understand, it just all depends on how much vibration you want to put off in the water, and that determines the water clarity. It determines if you have a lot of current, if you have windy conditions, if you have, depending on where you're at, if you have a lot of ripples in the top of the water column, or you have some current flowing, you may want more ripples, or more vibration, I should say, especially in stained water. So it will attract the fish that are further away. In this case, calm conditions, shallow pond, I didn't want a lot. So that's why I didn't break the side arms loose. I left them alone, and I didn't try leaving the legs attached. That might even be another scenario. I'm gonna try that, but I didn't in this case. The bait seems to be pretty, stretchable, and what was it, like the third cast, fourth cast? Bam! I hooked into that largemouth. I mean, that thing had to be 5 pounds easy, and obviously, I tried fishing after that. I fished it for a while, for at least another 30 minutes, and I didn't get any more bites. Maybe the smaller ones, it's just too large for the smaller ones, but they do have smaller sizes that are not so long. But all in all, I really like the bait. I would definitely recommend it. I'm gonna purchase some different sizes. I'm gonna purchase some different colors, and I want to try it in different ways, with some weight, and it just depends on where I'm fishing and how I'm fishing. But the only thing that I noticed is it was I attached it weedless, and that was a pretty large fish. It was a 5-pound fish, Well, it kind of tore it up. That fish tore that bait up pretty good. I was really surprised. So I don't know how much use you can get out of that bait. I was able to reuse it and keep tossing it without it sliding off the hook, but it was split pretty good at the tip of the bait. So, you know, that's only one time using. That's why I'm going to use this bait more. I'm gonna go ahead and use the rest of them, and I'm gonna see how durable that bait is, how many times I can get use out of it before you just have to throw it away. But all in all, I think it was a good bait. You know, it definitely surprised me. I mean, I caught that fish pretty quick, and I think if I'm not sure if it would have helped if I would have pulled the arms loose to get more vibration in the water, but I think it was good conditions for what it was, you know, for the area that I was fishing. So I'll leave a link in the description below, like I said, walmart.com. Y'all go check it out. Now, as far as the second bait, the second one, I know that bait works well because I had good luck with it a few days before that. And that bait is pretty durable too. I didn't show you guys, but you can stretch that bait, twist it, you can do all kinds of stuff with that, and it just won't break. Now, after I used it, and so that bait that I was using was the same one that I used a few days ago and caught the 4 largemouth on. Now, they were smaller fish, but it was tore up. That bait was pretty tore up, but I was still able to use it. And that bait I like a lot. That thing, it just mimics a dying bait fish. The action is unbelievable. So I'm going to definitely keep using that bait in different scenarios. Now, I'm not sure how it would work. You know, it kind of seemed to be a floater kind of too. It would sink faster, you know, than the other one, but you know, how would it work in different conditions if the water is a little bit rougher, or if we had, you know, chop on the top of the water? But all in all, that bait, the way it flashes in the sunlight, and the way it jerks all around, and the way it just falls, it looks just like a dying bait fish, and it really attracts them fish. It's unbelievable. So I would definitely highly recommend that bait as well. They have all kinds of different colors of that bait too. That's a Strike King. Strike King makes that bait. So I would definitely recommend that one as well. And they're affordable. They don't really cost a whole lot of money. So, you know, go check that out. When you know, click on the links and you know, pick a few up, go try them out, see what you think. If you guys have any comments, any suggestions, you know, let me know in the comments, you know, what you think. So I do appreciate you guys checking this out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can get notifications when the video comes out. All right, you guys have a good one, and we'll catch you next time out on the water.